Susan Collins is up the creek without a paddle in sight, and she only has herself to blame. She does, of course, support ICE, even after yesterday, when ICE took the life of yet another innocent person, this time a legal resident and 26-year-old father. This caused people to take to the streets and march on Susan Collins' office. Susan Collins thought she had a chance after Graham Plattner dropped out, no doubt, but now she has blood on her hands. After all, she was the final vote on giving ICE an unrestricted $70 billion. Breaking ties on the side of evil is kind of her entire thing in Congress, and the people of Maine are clearly sick of it.
This has got to end. And we have to abolish ICE. We have to get rid of ICE. And as sad as I am, I'm also very angry. I'm angry that people have to do this. I'm angry that Mr. Guerrero's not coming home tonight. I'm angry that he has a wife and a kid that will never see him again. Because I know what that means for a lot of people in this country and the unfairness, while other people on the top don't have to worry about those things. And like many other people said tonight so much more eloquently, I truly, truly believe in the power of solidarity. And we have to stand together. It is tough. It's hard. I know it. They want to make it hard. But the one thing I know is they don't want us coming together to stop this bullshit. And that is what we have to do. We have to remain vigilant. We have to stand up. We have to push back. We have to protect each other so that no more of these things happen. I don't want to see this happen again. And the only way we can do that is by pushing back and making sure that we don't have any more rallies like this, because it's damn depressing, it's damn heartbreaking, and it pisses me off to no end that we have to be in a world like this, but we can change it by standing together.
Troy Jackson has got to be the candidate that we rally behind in Maine. Not only is he supported by DSA, but he's actually out there in the streets with the people. That's what we loved about Graham and what we need to see continue, because Susan Collins isn't willing to call ICE what it is, Trump's own personal Gestapo. From the sound of it, though, her constituents definitely feel differently.
ICE needs to be disbanded. It is unnecessary. It is a relatively new organization. People who work for ICE are untrained, and we want them out of Biddeford, killing people in cold blood. They need to be out of Maine. They need to be out of the United States.
I don't think the GOP has realized how fucked they are because of ICE. Obviously, everyone hates them, but especially Latino voters who are coming out in poll after poll against ICE. Even those morons who have an addiction to voting against their own interests and going Republican are like, hey, wait a minute, maybe Trump is a liar. The New Yorker wrote, numerous surveys show Trump hemorrhaging support among Latino voters. A recent NBC poll found that 64% of Latinos disapproved of the job Trump was doing. Equus, a polling firm established to study Latino communities, found that a third of all Latinos who supported Trump in 2024 now feel disappointed or outright regret their vote. This is exactly what I hear from Latinos here in Texas, and it's exactly what I heard from Oliver Larkin in Florida when I got a chance to talk to him.
When people talk about authoritarianism to us at the doors, and I've had these conversations myself, it's talking about ICE being a secret police, being the Gestapo. The attacks of democratic socialism being authoritarian just does not land. In our district, Zoran Mamdani, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Bernie Sanders are three of the most highest polling politicians in our district and in the United States. And it's not a coincidence that they're all democratic socialists, because people, what they're rejecting is the corruption. And I think that's also, gets scanned onto the communist label or the leftist label. We're seeing the most corrupt administration in American history. And then we're seeing a class of progressive champions running under the DSA banner that are rejecting all corporate PAC donations, everything from APAC, from AI to cryptocurrency, so that we are honest and open about what we believe in, and people don't feel like we're filtering our words through what we need to say for our corporate PAC benefactors. I think that is really the trust and authenticity that people find. And we've done multiple polls in the district. The DSA association just does not hurt us, because I think what we're seeing from the right is the real authoritarianism that people are afraid of. And, democratic socialism is polling 13 points higher among Democratic voters than congressional Democrats themselves. So people are ready for this kind of change. And I think we've seen over the past decade plus the proof of concepts that this policy agenda is supported by a majority of Americans.
Similar to Troy in Maine, Oliver is facing a centrist who has absolutely no problem with ICE, except Jared Moskowitz is supposed to be a Democrat. He's one of the 75 Democrats who are expressing gratitude for ICE, the agency that is younger than me. The only problem Jared has with ICE is that they're wearing masks while committing their crimes. It's especially egregious how soft he is on them, considering what's located in his district.
Our district is home to the corporate headquarters of the GEO Group, which is the largest private prison corporation in the United States. And Jared Moskowitz actually personally wrote the letter of recommendation for a GEO Group executive vice president, Adam Hasner, who was formerly a Republican House Majority Leader in Tallahassee. Jared Moskowitz recommended a private prison executive to the Board of Trustees of Florida Atlantic University and helped install a private prison executive with no experience in higher education as president of this university.
That's why we need fighters like Oliver instead of faux Democrats like Moskowitz. We need real fighters like AOC who are willing to call out the murderers and the enablers who protect them. Even voters in red states can agree with the urgency to stop these killings.
I said this a couple of weeks ago, that I would not be surprised if when ICE funding started up again, that we would start to see more civilian deaths at the hands of ICE. And that's exactly what has happened.
Same story in Michigan, where Haley Stevens, the AIPAC stooge, has bent over backwards to do nothing about ICE. And the moderates have even attacked Abdul El-Sayed, her opponent, for advocating for abolishing ICE, as if the voters want him to walk those statements back. Well, that's not exactly what the voters are asking for.
ICE is not about immigration. ICE is not about the southern border. ICE is about creating a paramilitary force that is answerable only to the White House, that is about opposing the nature of the Constitution itself under the pretext of immigration. And if you don't believe me, they have all the technology they need not to detain people who they know don't meet the requirement for detention, but they do it anyway. Why? To send a message. Just because they can. And because it reminds you that Big Brother is watching and Big Brother can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't want to live in that world. And so, I said this back in 2018. When I started this campaign, everyone was like, oh man, your abolish ICE stance. I was like, nope, we're not going back on that at all. I think the world is starting to catch up. The country is starting to catch up.
My heart goes out to the family of Juan Sebastian Guerrero, and one day we will give him justice. Subscribe to U.S. Democratic Socialists. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.